U.S. authorities say the death toll from last weekend's tornado cluster is expected to climb as more bodies are found under the debris. As officials count the human toll, the extent of the record-breaking economic damage is becoming clearer. Households and businesses saw billions of dollars worth of property get swept away by the storms in what could be a preview of future disasters brought on by the climate crisis. Paolo Montecillo has the details on this.
A rare sight in this part of Dawson Springs, Kentucky. This home survived a battering by tornadoes that leveled many other structures across town. And its owners know how lucky they are.
This house was well built, and we're just thankful that we're so blessed. Not everybody had that opportunity.
Dawson Springs was at the epicenter of a series of deadly tornadoes which tore through 5 U.S. states over the weekend. The cluster of storms that ravaged the South and Midwest is already the costliest disaster of its kind in American history. Financial services firm Karen Clark & Company says insurance claims from the event could top $5 billion. According to AccuWeather, damage to homes, businesses, and infrastructure could total a record $18 billion. That adds to the $135 billion in losses the U.S. incurred between January and November as a result of extreme weather events. And the economic pain could get even worse. Places affected by last week's disaster are outside the loosely defined area historically known as Tornado Alley. Meteorologists suggest the shift is a result of the climate crisis. Residents now wonder if they need to prepare for future storms that had spared them in the past.
When you walk away and you just kind of just glance back and it's like, what now? It's not like I can go back and just like grab a broom and sweep it up and fix it.
The catastrophe is just one of many cases that illustrate the disastrous effects of global heating. Insurance firm Swiss Re says the industry's bill from natural calamities will reach $105 billion this year, up 17% from 2020. All of this highlights the need for governments and the private sector to invest in battling the climate crisis, not just to save money, but countless of lives as well. Paolo Montecillo, TRT World.
Let's get more on this now with Joann Weiner in Lake Tahoe, California. She's a professor of economics and the director of the Applied Economics Graduate Program at George Washington University. Many thanks for being with us today. Joann, early estimates are showing this could be the costliest tornado in the U.S. history. I mean, even more than the 2011 outbreak, which was previously on record as the costliest in history. I mean, is it possible, first of all, and how comes? Why, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, it is very sad about what happened in Kentucky and the neighboring states with the devastation and the loss of lives. Tornadoes are costly. They destroy towns, and the towns then have to rebuild. Tornado damage is oftentimes quite different from damage from a hurricane, in the sense that for a hurricane, there's the flooding that lasts well after that, which is why hurricanes tend to have greater economic costs than a tornado. But there's no doubt that these tornadoes were nearly unprecedented in their damage. The tornado covered an area of about some 250 miles. I mean, I think it's the longest on record. So that's a really, really terrible.
Right. And I mean, we've seen this is not the only climate crisis that the U.S. has had to deal with this year. And some economists and analysts are actually pointing at climate change as one of the culprits. Is this possible? And if so, do we have to brace for more, and how?
Yes, well, climate change, it is. I'm out here in California, which was the place of devastating wildfires this past year and the past few years, causing billions of dollars worth of damage. It does appear that the warming of the planet is leading to these greater economic damage, fallout from these wildfires, tornadoes, and hurricanes. Cleaning up, stopping climate change is a much longer problem than doing the immediate recovery with these economies. And probably at the moment, out in Kentucky and elsewhere, the best thing to do is to get aid to those communities right now to get people back in their homes and back to work.
And especially, I mean, since 1980, the U.S. has sustained 308 weather and climate disaster. The total cost of economic losses, I mean, is more than 2 trillion. Do you really think this has the potential to be the costliest tornado in the U.S. history?
You know, it may be the excuse me, it may be the costliest tornado because the damage from tornadoes aren't nearly as prevalent as the hurricanes, which cause significant damage. I mean, back in 2017, we had 3 major hurricanes that I think caused nearly $500 billion worth of damage. So yes, this could be the costliest tornado. I think the estimates, as you said, are over 100 billion already for this tornado. That's devastating, and it's so widespread, the damage, and the cost to the economy is going to ripple through as transportation is affected by that. Of course, the supply chain, anything that it gets broken in the middle will have ripple effects throughout the economy. It's really it may very well be unprecedented, the extent of the damage.
Joann Weiner, many thanks for being with us today for your analysis. Much appreciated.